Hello, name is Link 2012, and today we're going to be beating Idle IdleGameDev. So this is a game I've been playing over the past few weeks, maybe even months. It's been a while since the game came out, but I've slowly worked my way up. I've gotten to the point where this is the last recursion I've done, and I'm about to reach the end of the game, which is basically make the entire universe your fan. Maybe it's the end, maybe it's not the end, which is what I'm interested in. And so we're going to check that out in today's episode / stream. I'm streaming it because I'm supposed to be streaming daily. I'm a lazy bum. But I'll also walk you sort of through some of my strategies to reaching this point. I was planning on uploading a video on it, but once again, it's just a lot easier to stream and just put the video out there rather than actually like recording it and everything. So first of all, actually in order to beat the game, we actually have to reset our recursion points. It doesn't matter, I have a ton of bonus points at this point in the game. You will have tons of bonus points, you don't even need to worry about it. So there we go, we just reset all of our recursion points. Now what we're going to do here is we're just going to spend max on a lot of these things. So multiply starting money, cool. Increase tick speed, cool. Max levels. Alright, so the other thing we're really going to need is... Okay, so we don't want to upgrade these two. These are the two we just don't want to upgrade. Reason being is that we're trying to make the entire universe our fan. The fewer people we have to make our fan, the easier it's going to be. But we do want to decrease planet expectations. Fan expectations, those are the really important ones, if I'm being real here. Oh, we can't have reproduction either, because reproduction will cause our fans to reproduce and make more fans. Well, not our fans, the population, which is a problem. Alright, so increase bandwidth, that would help. So all these other ones, they're just important. We'll just go ahead and upgrade all of them. Butcher, the CPM. Cool. So yeah, as you can see, we have lots of upgrades here. Have quite a few recursion points at this point in the game. So those are the only three we're not going to upgrade. So the way I always start out is I go here, I upgrade this a few times, and I upgrade this a few times. I'm actually upgrading a little bit more than normal. Okay, good. Considering I have more money because we reset our recursion points, therefore we multiplied our money by 10 extra time. Doesn't normally happen. So I guess you can hit click buy all here. It's not the best strategy, but it works. So we're going to go ahead and click butcher all. I have a lot of the upgrades unlocked. You'll have most of the upgrades unlocked by this point in the game. There's some I didn't buy because they do make the game less convenient for me. But the fact of the matter is we just need to get that. Alright, so cool. We're already set up, so let's go ahead and start the game. We need to get our intelligence points up first and foremost. Our max level is 989. So for reference, last recursion, my max level was 500. So once you reach a certain point in the game, you pretty much double the number of E's you get every single time, which is kind of fun. Now let's go ahead and get max our multitasking as well. It's not the most efficient way for going about things, but I kind of want it. We are going to need to reset this at some point in time, but we're going to want to do that after we get decent amount. Alright, cool. Go under thinking. So we're thinking what we want to do. We want to get our charisma up. Our charisma is the most important. Actually, wait a minute. Is it the most important here? Technically, intelligence is the most important, but charisma is the most important to quickly. I'll explain it all to you guys in a little bit here. So with charisma, you know, we just want to increase some of the ones that we're going to be getting later on. So this one, obviously, we want to get marketing speed up, more initial players, more memorability. You know, some fan game doesn't hurt. But most importantly, we want to increase our CPM. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and increase our initial players all the way up to 100. That way we have sort of some buffer room. And money grabbing. So money grabbing is really the most important upgrade in the game. And I'll explain why in just a little bit once we start working on that. Logic points. I guess the quality of the game is most important. Typically you want to upgrade bug fixing and software architecture a few extra times. Then go in, get your playtime up, reduce the number of bugs, coding patterns. Teamwork's always really good. It actually does get really good in the late game, and I'll show you guys why in a second. I know I'm saying like I'm going to show you guys in a second, I'm going to show you guys in a second. A lot of it is I want to go over it because the start of this is really getting everything set up. Alright, so we can start releasing games now. Getting quite a few points already. So, all right, perfect. The main gimmick to how we're going to get really far really quickly is that we're going to continuously accept the contracts that increase our CPM. This one right here. Yeah, so basically, in order to make this our life a lot easier, we're just going to go ahead and upgrade initial players by 3 each time. It's going to really allow us to get this contract really, really quickly. Because also, at some point, you max out the number of your initial players because your game quality sort of exceeds some of the different values. It's really weird and complicated. Alright, cool. So that's out of the way. But what that does is, since we have... So that increased our CPM by 216 quintillion. However, you'll notice I have tredecillion. So what's up with that? Well, basically, right... I can't show you on my... Oh, I guess I can't show you. No, I can't. But you see times 917 times, so that's the recursion point stuff for increasing our CPM, and then times 34 quintillion. That comes from the CPM upgrade from Charisma. So that's why we're getting so much. So basically every time we do that, we multiply our CPM by 34 quintillion, and that number is going to go up. Let's go ahead and click Butcher All. Get maximum number of these. Now, for now, I'm not going to buy bug fixers because I want the last contract right here. Boom. Then we can go ahead and put some more into there. So we want to keep an eye on the contracts because we do just want to increase our CPM over and over again. But in the meantime, we can go through, we can buy some of these. This is the typical run I do normally. The only thing we're going to do different this time is we actually are going to contact all the planets. But I want to get myself into a good position before doing that because I don't want to accidentally end up increasing our planet expectations too much. Alright, we can go ahead and do this. Once again, do this. And as you can see, we're already at sextillion. So, ooh, can I not say that on YouTube? I don't know. Alrighty here. So, it's looking good so far. The main thing is just getting those CPM upgrades over and over again, if I'm being real here. Because then that allows us to basically massively increase the amount of money we gain. And then once we can increase the amount of money we gain, we go buy the shop items, which allow us to get more experience, which allows us to upgrade these things more and more and more. Alright, there we go. Boom. Quality of the game. Boom. Yeah, so actually, ooh, we haven't even up... Oh, yeah. So what we're going to want to do here is upgrade a few of these things. Just so that way we have our game quality up there. Let's go ahead and multiply our fan expectations. Employees working on the same task. It's always good to have that one a little up there. Alright, and we're just going to increase our charisma learning speed. Okay, CPM. Here we go. Boom. Alright, charisma. Increase our initial players by 2. There we go. Boom. Go ahead and release a game. All of a sudden, we're making tons more money. So yeah, if you can see right here, we can buy 36 more of everything, which is a huge increase, as you can tell. There we go. Boom, boom. I'm kind of tempted to get some astronauts. I haven't. I guess the fan expectations are still at 0, so let's go ahead and move it forward a little bit here. Oh, I guess we don't have. Wait, how is this working out? Why do I not have... Oh, I need to increase my bandwidth. Yeah, so basically, as we increase our bandwidth, we're going to get more planets explored. Now, it's nice because we have 1e to the -88 in terms of that, in terms of our expectation multiplier. I'm expecting most of you to already understand a little bit about how the game works. You know, this is really something you'd be interested in seeing as you're towards the end game, learning from some of the strategies here. But I'm really, really excited to beat the game this episode. I'm not sure how long it'll take us. It shouldn't take us more than an hour or 2, I don't think. Especially considering the fact that we're going to be increasing a lot of our stats so much. Oh, which was that one? Okay, cool. I'm a bit congested today as well, so my apologies about that one. Alright, CPM, brilliant. Let's go back to creativity. Increase our learn account. Intelligence, increase our learn to learn. Perfect. Really what we're going to need in the end, though, is get a ton of research, because what research allows us to do is very quickly explore all the planets. And that'll allow us to make the entire universe our fan without too much of a problem. Now, another strategy you might use earlier in the game, because you might not have a huge multiplier to your CPM, is these quality game contracts. Now what the quality game contracts do is they multiply about the money you have by about 10 each time. And so if you do that over and over again, it can be a huge benefit to you. Once again, a lot of this stuff is going to depend entirely on what place in the game you are. So just bear that in mind. Alright, perfect. So yeah, as you can see, we're already up to 200 e to the 102. Honestly, the increase is still kind of lame right now. It would be really great if we could increase it by e to the 60 each time. Like, that would be really ideal. Alright, shop. Oh, we haven't released a game yet, that's why we're not getting much more. So you have to so with the strategy of increasing your CPM, you actually have to release a game each time, because the CPM is tied to your game. So there we go, do that, do that, do that. And now let's go ahead and just give ourselves a ton of marketing power. It's going to be absurdly useful. Alrighty. So really half of this is just waiting on the contracts. So in the meantime, we can do these small things, such as increase learning speed, increase charisma learning speed, so on and so forth. Now, I do want to just keep increasing the quality of our game. And the reason for that is that once we start to explore more planets and get more fans, that's going to change the expectations of everyone. And we want to be able to keep those expectations relatively low while keeping the quality of our game relatively high. Okay. CPM, there we go. We're getting really close to maxing our CPM, which is going to get us the maximum amount of increase every single time we fill out a contract, which is good. Okay. Games. So right now we can, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade our bandwidth 10 times. Boom. So it should be exploring more planets. Yeah, it is exploring planets relatively slowly right now is the thing. Mostly because we don't have tons of research. And yeah, that's mostly it. If I'm being real here. Of course, we're not going to be getting many recursion points this time around. If really any at all, because we're not increasing our maximum population. Our maximum population is capped at relatively low. So that'll be really interesting. As you can see, though, we've already explored 0.00002% of the universe. That's pretty decent. You know, we haven't gone that far yet. Now, do CPM. Perfect. That's what I want. All right. Let's go ahead and upgrade charisma once again. Again, you know, sometimes I'm just really lazy. Just want to do that. And boom, the contract's already filled. But there we go. We increased by about 40 E's. That's 10 to the power of 40 times more money that we're getting, which is a lot. Oh boy. Do we get a faster planetary analyzing and all that? No, we don't. Okay. As you can see, we're getting tons more XP. Very useful. I kind of want to keep increasing learn to learn, but at the same time, we do need more research points so that we can explore planets faster and all of that. So we might take a look at that in a little bit. I just do want to increase learn to learn, because that drastically increases the amount of XP we get each time. Alright, learn to count. There we go. Learn to code is going to be our next big goal, because that way we can increase the quality of the game really quickly. As well as, just in general, it's pretty useful. Now, we do need to kind of balance that with the amount of thinking we're doing, because if you can see right here, we're using a septillion features. We have non-tillion features, which is nice. It's just important to remember. Alright, so cool. Let's increase the quality of our game. Quick here. Go back to charisma. Finally, we can max our CPM. So we don't have to, so our increase is maximum now. Every time we fill out one of those contracts, it's going to be worthwhile. And I would normally just go ahead and increase these, but we are sort of cheating the system right now. So we're going to go ahead and increase our marketing efficiency once again, increase our marketing speed. So these will allow us to simply gain fans more quickly, as well as increase our levels. It made no sense, but you get what I mean. Alright. Waiting on that CPM. So this is where we're going to have the standstill, is we're going to want to just keep filling out these contracts over and over again, probably until we get to E500 or so, and then I'm going to reset my bonus points, that way we can explore planets really, really quickly. Because all the upgrades come from research for planetary exploration, they don't actually come from anything else. Alright, bug fixers, structures, I'm going to go ahead and put a lot more bug fixers and structures in the mix. Alright, now, due to the fact that we have... Oh, have we explored the whole universe yet? We have not. So I am putting more into that area for obvious reasons. The other reason that I do want to be careful in sort of having a lot of money on hand before we do this is that if the fan expectations go up too high, then I can be in trouble because I won't be able to sort of reel it back in. If that makes any sense to you. Because you can reach a point where you can't release a game because the quality expectations are way too high, so you're not making any more money off of it. Therefore, you can't increase your game quality at all. Alrighty. Come on, where are the contracts? What we basically need, though, is we need to have three of these categories maxed. And what that'll mean is that we can max these 3 categories. Although, we technically don't really need to max them all. We just need to get them up to a sufficiently high level. So I might just max how to be smart and learn to learn. Because this is actually worth 300 skill points right here. So we can put 300 in here if we max both those two. Which is pretty good. That'll allow us to get all the research we need in order to complete this challenge. Obviously getting there is going to be a little bit of a tough task. We're just going to have to... It's not. We just have to sit here and wait. That's literally all we have to do. Which is quite nice. But yeah, this game is pretty fun. So there's some interesting things about it that I guess I should probably share since we're here. You'll notice that my XP multipliers here are massive. If you actually do the math, you increase the amount of XP you need per level by 8% per level. So that works out to every 10 levels you're going to need to increase your XP by 2.15, I think it is, 2.15. And since all of these offer XP to each other, creative, logician, creative, intelligent, and then intelligent loops back around to creative, theoretically, this should compound, right? And then you should be getting infinitely large amounts of XP and just immediately hit level 999. Correct. However, the game is actually currently bugged, and that's not the way it works. I don't know how it works. All I know is that the game is bugged, and unfortunately, that doesn't happen. So as a result, I'm kind of stuck here having to increase my money each time. It's not bad, because whenever you increase your money, you increase by 8 to the 60 times. And having infinite skill points is nice, but at the same time, yeah, oh well. It is kind of fun to work your way up each time. But that is something interesting to note, because I thought that once I was going to hit 2.15 each one, it was slowly but surely going to pick up the pace, and all of a sudden I would just be like, holy smokes, I'm going way fast, and I'm going to max all my achievements for those areas. That's not the way it works in the end, because the game is currently bugged. We need to actually release the game. I keep forgetting that we need to do that. Okay, there we go. So now we can go through and upgrade the shop and all of that. Boom. Employees, boom. Just going to add 100 to each area here. Do I have it set up? Yeah, I do want to have it set up to only contact planets at max fan still. Okay. And might as well get some more of these guys. At this point, I'm just going to hold on to my employees for when we do go through and try to explore all the planets. We're progressing fairly quickly right now, which is nice. Okay. We didn't increase our levels by too much that time around, though. Let's go ahead, increase our learn to learn. Once again, go through here, increase our learn to code. Once again, quality of the game, and back to charisma. we can really upgrade anything in this category, so we're going to go ahead and go for memorability. Marketing speed again. It is kind of nice. Actually, we're going to go ahead and max this as well. That way, actually, we'll put it to 101. 110. This way, we'll never really decrease the amount of players we have, which is nice. Well, actually, we do. So okay, so yeah, there's some weird upgrades in this game that don't quite do what you expect them to do. So I guess I can explain those things to you guys. So if you get brand building over 100%, you'd be like, well, then you're going to have infinite players, right? Because 100% of the players will play this other game, then 1% of that is going to play this other game. It's going to build on itself over and over again, especially if you increase it to 110%. That is not the way it works, actually. The way it works is it caps at 100% pretty much, so you're not able to get more than max fans playing your game. It's a bummer, but it's the way it works. Or 100% of the population, I guess. It's going to depend on the case. But, so that's the way that works. Then, the other one is multitasking. So, you might wonder, is it useful to go over multitasking level 100? Because you're getting 100% XP. So, take a look right here. Currently, we're under thinking, okay? So, we're gaining ideas this quickly. But now I'm going to switch to research. This just slowed down, and research just sped up. Now, all of these are earning 100% XP of my base XP earning rate. This one is earning my base experience earning rate plus 100%. So you could technically upgrade it over 100% and you're going to get more XP from it. However, learn to learn is just way more effective because it increases your learning speed by another 10%. The only reason you'd upgrade multitasking in the first place is just because it's a convenience. Because it automatically learns everything else, so you don't have to constantly be switching between what you're between what you're putting your time into. Alright, so we did increase our money a little bit here. I want to go through, fill out one more contract first. The other important thing, for when you get to this point in the game, you are going to need to get the speedrun achievement. Now, I've recursed in less than 5 hours in the in-game time. So currently it's 30 years in game time, so that's pretty quick. Now, when you do that, unfortunately, when you skip forward ahead one single tick at the start of the game, especially once you've done some higher level speedrun achievements, it fast forward like 3 hours. And you need to fast forward, I think it's at least 5 times in order to beat the game. And as a result, it simply isn't possible to do that. So what you're going to have to do, watch this. If I quickly click between the two, I can make it only go forward 1 hour. So for those of you that are sort of stuck at that point in the game, that's one way you can overcome that hurdle. You really do need max tick speed because you do have to wait a really long time to get these contracts. And the tick speed increase is multiplicative, so you're just going to keep making your game go faster and faster and faster. Alright, so we're at e to the 20-something CPM. Let's go ahead and release a game. It's going to get us some money. Let's go down here, upgrade these guys, and buy some more employees for fun. Alright, intelligence, once again, just keep learning to learn. I'm not sure how far I'm going to go, actually. I know that at 500 of each of these, we should be able to actually get the necessary number of researches. So we might actually, I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to go really high up on these. I don't know. We'll see. Because I do kind of just want to beat this. Because I don't want to have you guys on a cliffhanger here. I don't want you watching for like an hour and being like, I just came here to see what's in the end. We'll get there, don't worry. Alright, we're going to increase learning code so we get some more logic. Just really smash up the quality of our game. Okay, it's pretty good. How about this? So I was going to say when we reach e to the 500. We're about to reach... How about 400? When we reach e to the 400 CPM, we're going to go ahead and do the necessary research in order to try to reach the end. So I think that's pretty fair, because we're making our way there fairly quickly. Perfect. So I don't know what to do in this regard. There's plenty of really great charisma upgrades. It's always difficult to figure out which upgrade to do next, because I don't want to upgrade the wrong ones, because it could be that we need more fan initial players, especially for the end game here. We don't know it yet, because, well, yep. Normally, one other thing I do while I'm waiting for all of this is I do increase the bandwidth of my game, because then we get more players, we increase our CPM, so on. We increase the amount of money we get from our CPM, so on and so forth. But as you can see right now, we're not doing that. Reason being is that we're not even at max fans, because the planetary searching is so slow right now. That's one thing we're going to need to fix. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and go back through the whole process again. Learn to learn. I mean, we don't have any points right now, but we're almost at max learn to code, though, which is pretty impressive, if you'll ask me. Definitely gonna... Oh yeah, we're almost at max programming quality as well, which is a big success. As you can see, pretty much all of the quality of our game is coming from our programming quality. 20e to the 294 out of E327 is coming from our upgrades. And that is why you gain recursion points so quickly, is because a lot of the caps completely depends on your maximum game quality, and that pretty much doubles each time, because you double the amount of levels you get, and so you double the amount of logic points you get, you double the amount of fans you get, you double the amount of recursion points you get. So I'm sure you guys know of a lot of games, like Cookie Clicker and whatnot, where the recursion points is completely different in that sort of game. It doesn't scale in a 1-to-1 ratio of what your fans, or whatever, or your money, or whatever it might be, is. Idle IdleGameDev is different. In this game, it does scale according to how many fans you have. And there's no sort of diminishing return on that, which is kind of nice. In some games, the diminishing return isn't that big, but it's still fairly noticeable, because for every increase, for every twofold increase, you'll need a twofold increase in recursion points. You'll need a fourfold increase in fans. All right, so we're getting to the point where we're going to start gaining a lot of achievements here. That's one of the main difficulties, is constantly clicking through the achievements. Oops, I meant charisma. All right, let's go. 10 points in the charisma. Alright, so we can go ahead and release a game. It's going to get us a lot. Actually, we're not at that point yet. We'll be soon, though. Boom. We're making our way towards universal domination. It's going to be really great when that happens. I do think we're going to be fine in terms of the quality and all that. Alright, learn to learn. Boom. Max learn to code. Max programming quality. It's pretty good. Okay, so one more contract, and we'll go ahead and try to dominate the universe. It's gonna be good. And this run is actually fairly short, only 30 minutes. So typically when I play this game, I'll be like listening to the news or something like that in the background, so that way I can, you know, because I can half focus on this game and focus on something else. It's just kind of a fun game to play. Alright. Boom. Increase our CPM some more. So at this point, I kind of want to increase our thinking speed, and I think we want to go for disappointment, though, if I'm being real. That way, we can lower our fan expectations. That wasn't a huge lowering of fan expectations, especially compared to, like, doubling your ideas 5 times, but it's still kind of nice. I don't really want to program too quickly, because that's going to mean I need to increase the amount of ideas I get. Yeah, we're just going to chill for now. The only other upgrade, actually, we are going to go ahead and upgrade teamwork. Now, the reason I want to upgrade teamwork is that that will make it a lot easier for us to explore the planets, because we can just unemploy all of our employees and then employ them into one area, and they all get their effectiveness multiplied by 10% for every other employee in there. Now, I don't believe that's multiplicative either. I believe it's sort of additive. Because then every 100 employees you'd get would increase it by 100%, assuming you have a 1% multiplier, which isn't true. We have a 10% multiplier typically. So a lot of these upgrades just work really, really weird in the game. I remember if there was another one I wanted to tell you guys about. Oh yeah, so like a lot of them are so weird. So like the produce fewer bugs, it only goes down to 1. So at like level 100 or so, it's not useful to upgrade it anymore. For teamwork, it does go as high as you want it to go. Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. It was really interesting at first in the game when I thought the maximum upgrade was just going to be 5 for the whole game. But in reality, it's not at all. We've more than multiplied our starting level by 100. Yeah, hey, look, take a look. We're at CPM e to the 400. So let's go ahead and publish a game. Oh, we get the money flowing. And, oop. The scrolling is one thing that could be improved in this game. It's one thing that could be improved in this game. Alright, perfect. Let's go ahead and increase learn to learn here. And then I'm going to just pause by doing this. Alright, so what we want to do here, increase you, increase you. Alright, so we're going to get a lot of achievements now. We're getting really high the research level. Alright, so employees, I'm going to unemploy everyone. And I'm going to put everyone into our scientists. So let's go here, let's research a ton. So now we can increase everything by 500 levels. So as you can see, we are very, very quickly... What is it called? Okay. Oh, we don't have any. What's it called? Like planetary explorers now. So now we're going to go ahead and get all the astronomers, and we're going to. We're already at 100%. Let's go ahead and get all the planetary analyzers. Boom. We've already analyzed. We actually analyzed more planets than is humanly possible. So we're going to more than complete the achievement. Our contacted planets, now that's the next step for us. Let's go ahead and pour pretty much everyone in here. Let's go ahead and pour just like 100 of everyone else in every other category here. Boom. Alright, so we can contact planets obscenely quickly now. All we need to do is increase our bandwidth a little bit. Okay. How about if I publish a game? Alright. I think I'm going to be a little bit lazy here. We're just going to go right for it. We're going to go ahead and uncheck this setting. Boom. Our fan expectations are now at 1. I've never had such low fan expectations. I guess I got a lot of upgrades. Needs more inhabited planets. But take a look. We have finally made the entire universe our fan. And that actually unlocks a new tab here. So, I was looking on the forums, and the forum said that there wasn't anything after universal domination. That's not true. There's a new tab here. Let's go ahead and check this. Universal. Dominate the universe in... Oh, it's a speedrun challenge. And then you get a recursion point multiplier. It goes up to level 55? Okay. Now, if I'm being real here, this would be, interesting to do. I'd have to work out the numbers. It would be probably pretty easy to get this achievement to level 55. But the effectiveness of this upgrade is not very useful, because what's going to end up happening is that you might increase your recursion point game by... Even if you increase your recursion point game by 100 times, that's still only e to the 2. And when we're increasing our recursion points by e to the 500 each time, that's really not worth it. Just saying. So maybe it would be useful like towards the end game, like end game. But I think this is... Oh, I don't even have my thing scrolled properly here. My apologies for that. I had it scrolled up all the way up here. My apologies for that. But I think that's where I'm going to end the game. I don't think I'm going to play much more of Idle IdleGameDev. It might be fun to see how many achievements I can get, because what I can probably do on my own is go through here in max, like intelligent, charismatic, logician, creative, insect, so not insect killer, but these ones here. And then I can go through and get some other of these maxed. We can definitely get like total, I could definitely get like total ideas maxed. Quality game, total players, replayability. Recursive would take a long time. Total fans wouldn't be a problem at all. But yeah, definitely there's some of these I could get. Now, the ones you can't get are these ones. So, I don't understand. There's definitely some more programming that the developer wanted to do in this game that didn't end up doing in the end. Because you can tell that Astronomer has 1,000 levels in it. And we're only at level 24, having explored the entire universe. What that means is that there's some sort of way, perhaps not now, but in the future, that you can upgrade the amount of planets in the universe, that you can upgrade, that you can upgrade the number of planets in the universe. But for now, that's not the case. And there's no new challenges for us to do there. At least that I can see. There might be more challenges that you can't see or enough fans for. And we only have non-tillion fans here. But in reality, we can get much, much more than that. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and just max our fans here if we can. Oh, it's capped. It actually is capped. That's interesting. You can't get more than this many, apparently. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyways, I do apologize if I was a little unclear in a lot of this video. I just did want to share with you guys that there is an end to the game. You can reach it. You have to use some of those weird strategies like doing CPM contracts and upgrading lots of like money grabbing. And there's no one else on YouTube that's posted this before. So now all of you guys know what the end of Idle IdleGameDev looks like, if you're interested. So, till next time, thank you very much for dropping by. If this video was worth your time, feel free to leave a like. If not, feel free to leave a dislike. If you guys have any questions about this game, feel free to state them in the comments below, because there's a lot of interesting aspects to this game that I've learned along the way. It's really, really interesting. And share if you think anyone else might find this useful, or, you know, if there's a post on the forums or something that's like, well, what happens when you beat the game? Nothing. You unlock this final tab, which basically is a universal speedrun, which increases your recursion point multiplier, which isn't that great at this point in the game, if I'm being real here, if you understand the aspects of the final game. But, thank you once again very much for watching. Till next time, don't forget to contribute, and as always,